Hey guys, it's Nick, and this is a Long Island Wargaming Battle Report. This game is going to be the Warriors of Chaos versus Dark Elves. This game is going to be me versus my brother-in-law John, who hasn't played Warhammer in quite some time because he's been away with the Air Force, but he's now home. And we're going to do a little catch-up game just to do some basics. So take this game, of course, with a grain of salt. We're going to see some different units that I don't usually use when I bring Warriors of Chaos, which is fun. But it's really just to give John a whack at Warhammer again. So I figured playing a game, might as well throw it up. So this is a fun 1,500 point game, and hope you enjoy. So John's on the Crossroads waitlist, so he might be able to play when we go away to the tournament. But he's going to play some Dark Elves today, give the new army a spin. So from left to right, we have, those are the Warlocks, the rare choice, the magic users. We've got a handful of Witch Elves, then the Fast Cav, Dark Riders, Executioners, Hydra, some Bowmen, and then a both are in the building. Since we're just, getting back into Warhammer, we took level 2 casters. This way we can show John the magic system. And there is also a BSB Witch Hag chick in the Witch Elf unit. And it's never fun to feel like you're outnumbered by Warriors of Chaos, but since, this is a fun game, I brought an unconventional list. Got dogs, I got double-handed, or two-hand weapon Dragon Ogres, Seekers of Slanesh, which will be pretty cool because they're lined up with the Warlocks, and Warlocks have a weakness to Slanesh units. More War Dogs, a Mutalith Vortex Beast. Nope, I'm sorry, that's a Slaughter Brute. It's a Slaughter Brute. I brought a hero on Juggernaut for fun. I brought a Gore Beast Chariot, 20 Nurgle Warriors with a level 2 Nurgle Caster, and more dogs, and then all the way on the outside is a Nurgle Chariot. So I brought a bunch of little independent units just to, see how they do. But, yeah. So we got some Vanguard action going on. We have this Slanesh guys move up full, the Warlocks will run away, and then the Dark Riders are just going to go up and maybe shoot at some dogs or a chariot. So John gets turn 1, not too much movement. After all, Warriors Chaos, I got no shooting. I have like a magic missile for the most part. He's going to play defensive. The Warlocks go ahead and cast Doombolt onto the Slaughter Brute, and they proceed to do 3 wounds, which is pretty awesome. He also got Irresistible Force, which is cool. And since he got doubles, he did additional hits. I believe the lore is you get 2d6 strength, 1 armor piercing hits, and then if it's triples, it's 3d6, something like that. So he was able to sneak through 3 wounds, and the miscast is D3 for this unit, so D3 wounds are taken. He only gets 1 wound, and he ends up ward saving them, so no damage whatsoever. Oh yeah, and a 4th wound was snuck through by the lore attribute, so 4 wounds altogether. He's got 1 wound left on turn 1. So we got Warriors of Chaos turn 1. So in order to show John some of the new rules, we did a charge here with the Chariot. So he got a counter shot, we had the Swift Stride, 2 dice, take the highest 2. I ended up false charging altogether, but this is how my movement ended up altogether. Everyone just ran forward as quickly as they could. For magic, I tried to get the Nurgle magic missile off onto the War Hydra to deal some damage, but John dispelled it. However, I did get the toughness spell off onto the Nurgle Warriors. They increased 1 toughness point, and since I successfully got a spell off, I rolled my d6, and the caster also got +1 toughness. So right now he's at +2 toughness, and then +1 for the remainder of the game. So for John's turn 2, Dark Elf turn 2, John goes ahead and moves these Fast Cav around so they're out of line of sight from the Chariot. And then during the magic phase, Doombolt goes ahead and does a wound to the hero on Juggernaut, and he also takes a shot at the hero with a Bolt Thrower and misses. And he also did that turn 1 too and misses, so he's trying to really kill the hero. One shot him with the Bolt Thrower, single shot, no armor save, but no luck so far this game. The Repeater Bowmen are actually able to kill off a warrior, which is surprising but interesting. So right now I got a hero with a wound on him and the Slaughter Brute with 4 wounds, so they're both about to die, so I gotta charge them in. I also decided to take the War Dogs that are hiding behind the trees and send them into the building. So they end up making it, assaulting the building. They'll fight the Repeater Bolt Thrower. And I have successful charges here. It's not going to be pretty for the Slaughter Brute. He'll probably get wrecked before he can even do anything. But I needed to get him into combat instead of let him get killed by shooting. And then the Juggernaut should do fine. The hero should do absolutely fine. So the Slanesh guys make it around the back so they can do some rear charges if need be. And in case my hero for some reason dies, because remember he does have always strike first, at least I can go ahead and recharge those guys with my Slanesh ability, not worry about having them get a ward save. So here are the rest of my moves. The Gorby's Chariot just coming up on behind, as is the other chariot. The Slanesh guys are just chilling, as I said, and the Dragon Ogres are just coming up. For some reason, I win combat, they can get in a flank charge, but they're pretty much screwed anyway because the amount of attacks that those Witch Elves have are going to be devastating. So Curse of the Leper gets off, and the Hydra gets -3 toughness, which is awesome. I get it off as Irresistible Force, which sucks. I ended up taking a wound, but my caster actually gets another point of toughness, so he's at +2 toughness permanently for the rest of the game, which is awesome, very defensive. And then I try to get the Magic Missile off onto the Hydra. This way I can take advantage of his low toughness and the fact that not only I could do extra wounds, but because with low toughness, if he fails the toughness test, he takes additional hits. But John's able to dispel it because I lost some power dice from the Irresistible Force. I went for this combat first, which is actually a misplay. I should have went for the Slaughter Brute first. This way, if for some reason the Skull Crusher hero had died, I would have lost the weapon skill for the Brute. But it worked out well. I was able to kill 4 guys. 1 guy stuck, and like a champion, he rolled really low for combat for combat break test, and he stays. Hero, unit, always strike first, poison, rerolls, whatever. No chance whatsoever. Some panic is caused from the destroyed brute, and these dogs go ahead and run. And when one dog unit breaks, another one is victorious. To my surprise, they actually kill the crew and claim the building, which is awesome. But the repeater bowmen don't fail a panic test, so they stick. So in John's turn 3, he ends up sending both the Executioners and the Hydra in, to my surprise, because the Hydra's pretty weak at this point, but might as well get in whatever attacks he can. These guys reformed from last turn and are just getting ready for the Dragon Ogres. And now it's the caster's turn to start using some Doom Bolt, so he goes ahead and does Irresistible Force Doom Bolt onto the Chariot, and he's got doubles in there, so he'll get an extra round of hits, which isn't too bad, but yeah, so he actually ends up killing it, which is pretty good for John. This Chariot was going to come and cause some troubles with the Hydra or even kill the caster and the bowman, but very good rolls for spells. So we do the combat round with the Juggernaut Exalted Hero, and he rolls a 1, a 1, a 1, a 2, and a 2. So he misses all of his hits. The Juggernaut does 1 wound, and he ward saves it, and nothing happens. So this combat's interesting. I lose 3 warriors from the Hydra with his thunderstomps and everything. I am able to do 4 wounds on the Hydra, which is great, but he has 5 wounds, and I'm not able to kill him, and then that means he, throughout the rest of the game, just regenerates all of his wounds, usually, essentially back to full strength with the new regeneration rules for the Hydra, so that was kind of depressing. So Warriors turn 3, this is a blatant suicide, but you know what? Who cares? I'm going for it anyway. These guys are still going at it, which is so stupid. And I made some support charges that help close this combat up, so I do go in with the Gorby's Chariot, which is great, and a rear charge with these Slanesh guys. The dogs come out of the building, and not the right placement, but they're getting ready to essentially charge the bowmen. So I really needed magic this turn, but it failed me. I tried to get off the toughness test for the warriors, but John dispelled it, and then this happened. The big issue was last turn I survived without an issue because the Hydra wasn't doing anything, because he has attacks that are reflective of how many wounds he has left, and I was able to do 4 wounds before he attacked me because my initiative was higher. Since he regened half them back, he has plenty of attacks. He kills a bunch of warriors. The executioners do a bit better. The Gorby's Chariot does all right. I think I forgot to do the halberd attacks, which means I did strength 4 instead of strength 5 with the riders, which was my mistake. A bunch of the Slanesh guys get killed off the back, but they do help get some executioners killed. However, it does feed him combat res, which, I mean, whatever, but I do get a charge and a rear charge off of it, so I'm not complaining. And yeah, so this ends up being a tie again. I don't know how, but nobody runs. So I finally kill this guy, which is great. The fact that I didn't kill them outright my first turn was good, because then that would have left him open for shooting or magic. But then the second round when I was in, wasn't able to kill him during John's turn. That sucks. So now it's the end of my turn, which means he's susceptible to a Doom Bolt or some shots again, which sucks, but you know, whatever. As long as he's still alive, I'm happy. I don't know how he didn't do 12 wounds to these guys, but he ends up doing 4, 5, 6 wounds altogether, which is half the unit, but I end up breaking and running, and he chases me down. Dark Elf turn 4. This is the battlefield. A swift reform gets the Witch Elves back into into the combat, so you can see that my Juggernaut had combat reformed to face last turn, but we'll see if he even survives any of the shooting or magic. So the hero leaves the building, leaves the unit and goes into the building so he can cast some Doombolt, and the bowmen turn around to take on the War Dogs. And the proxied Dark Riders are just closing in so they can take some close range shots at the Juggernaut. I don't remember, but either from the caster or the Dark Riders, they were able to finish off the Exalted Hero, and he is now dead. So more guys die here. It's really getting down to the end of the Warriors and the Executioners. I end up killing enough Executioners to do a lot of damage. The Hydra goes ahead and runs. However, John rolled like a 3 for his leadership test, so the freaking Executioners stay. I'm going to end up sending these dogs in to rear charge the Witch Elves in the attempt of maybe having one live and turn and run, and he has to chase them. It's a sad attempt, but I will do it. So looking back at this photo now, I'm not entirely sure I would have been able to make it, but if I was able to charge the Hydra and cause him to flee and run around a little bit more, that would have been great. But they end up going into the Warriors. They're not called the Warriors anymore, Dark Shards, I believe they are, just to get slaughtered. I mean, even these guys have always strike first and reroll missed ones to wound, so they're decent. And the Witch Elves destroy the dogs over here, so dead dogs this turn. Animal cruelty. It's really too late for this to matter, but I do go ahead and kill uh, the rest of the unit. The standard is left, and then I go ahead and run them down. So at this point, I've got 3 models left in the field. The caster, the Gorby's Chariot, and the standard for the unit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the standard is the last one to stand. The musician dies first, then champion, I think, and then standard. I'm not sure which one stands last, but either way, I've got one guy chilling. The caster splits up this way. Maybe he can get a spell off. I don't know. The standard is not combat with the Hydra, so if I can get the magic missile off and kill a Hydra, that'd be sweet. But I don't get the spell off, and the Hydra survives, and the Gorby's Chariot is able to do a lot of damage, which is great, but you know what? When there's 30 Witch Elves, it doesn't matter. And then to close out the game, without impact hits, I wasn't able to do enough damage in the subsequent round. I get charged, I get flank charge. He's got a BSB and a hero in there. The Gorby's Chariot ends up dying, surprisingly. I mean, I am toughness 6, but he does have all those poisoned attacks that just snuck through no problem. So, and the Doom Bolt goes ahead and kills the caster, so I actually have nothing left on the battlefield, so that's a complete win to the Dark Elves. So that was a lot of fun. Good to play a game with John. It's been maybe 6 years since we were actually able to play a Warhammer game. But I'm really surprised the Nurgle Warriors didn't do as well. I mean, the Executioners are great and all. They had the high strength to deal with the Warriors' armor. But the parry saves really helped me out. And the fact that he had only 10 attacks, really, from the first 5 guys, and then 5 support, and then a champ, so that would be 11. The Warriors were able to put out a lot of damage, but not killing the Hydra that first round. He had like a toughness 2 Hydra, and I had like 5 attacks, and I only got through 4 of the 5, so that was kind of shitty. Nonetheless, it was cool to be able to use some random Warriors of Chaos units. The Dragon Ogres still suck. I have to get them in the right place at the right time, but I mean, I believe the unit only came out to like 189 points, which isn't bad. It's not wonderful. I mean, they can pack a punch, but you just need to do the right thing with them. These Seekers of Slanesh are pretty cool. I like them. An expensive chaff unit, but you put them in the right place, they can do the right stuff. So um, maybe I'll play around with Warriors a little bit more. I would have to get some more painted up, so at least the battle reports could be completely painted, but still working on the lead belchers. Going to try to get them done as soon as I can, but I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little game with John, and see you in the next one.